The real question is who's going to play your spot in warm-ups now? We've got to go to...
Yeah.
Scott, just talk about kind of Jonathan, what you saw out of him Saturday first.
Yeah, he was had the ability to go in and play a more significant role than what he did. We always had a package for him, play-specific, situation-specific, that we were always going to use. The game obviously got out of hand, and we were able to get him more game, situation game reps. He did a very good job considering the situation. It wasn't perfect, but he did some things that were very good for a true freshman.
How much do you have to limit? Will you take as big a package into a game with him as a starter as you will with all the guys?
What we're going to do is we got to have enough to be able to still score points and attack. He's a guy that has been extremely cerebral. You'd be shocked how much he knows, and it simply comes down to this. He's been a gym rat since the time he walked in the door. He's been a grinder in every sense of the word, and he's really made a huge improvement from the time he's walked in here till now. And he's got a lot of work ahead of him. However, with his mentality and his ethic, he's going to keep getting better and better.
This week, getting first-team reps, I mean, what have you seen out of him in 2 days of practice, just getting more work than he's gotten?
Same. He's been as consistent as it comes in terms of whenever he walked in here, and he was only getting a minimal amount of reps. Whenever he was in there, it was. I always said to him, I go, regardless how many reps you get, you got to have the mentality that you're prepping as if you're the starting quarterback, and he's taken that mentality. He's watched a tremendous amount of film. He just keeps getting better and better, and his ethic and his intangibles are exactly what you're looking for.
You've worked with some pretty big-name quarterbacks. Maybe not the fairest question, but how do you compare Jonathan from a precocious standpoint to the Tebows, the Hennies, other guys you've worked with?
What's the question?
How precocious is Jonathan Wallace as an 18-year-old kid starting?
Yeah.
So you compared to some of the guys you've worked with?
They're all different. The ones that I've had have been all different, yet they've all had similar characteristics, if that makes sense. They've all had tremendous work ethic. They've all been tough as all get out. Students of the game, and a will not to be average. And there's some things that you see in this young guy that are similar.
Is that promising not just for this Saturday and his immediate future, but also just his whole collegiate career?
Oh, absolutely. You either have it or you don't have it, and it's exciting to see a guy that loves Auburn. It's a guy that it's exciting to see that he just wants to improve. And Saturday he will not be perfect. That is not going to occur. He is a true freshman that needs to improve in a lot of areas, but. Where he's earned the right to have the opportunity is he's a guy that is extremely coachable. He's not a mistake offender. He's a guy that once he's made a mistake, he's going to make sure that doesn't occur. And mistakes are going to be made, and that's at the quarterback position. If you're Tom Brady, for crying out loud, you're going to make mistakes. However, you try like heck to make sure that you don't become a repeat offender.
What do you see from U.S. State on defense?
They are extremely disciplined, similar to Vanderbilt in terms of they don't do a lot, particularly on first and second down. Vanderbilt did a ton on third down. They had a great third down package, but first and second down, you're going to know what they're in. Technique sound team, that's what they are. They're a technique sound football team that bases their whole productivity not on scheme but on fundamentals and techniques.
Anything else?
Is there any concern? I got one more.
Sure.
Any concern? We keep talking about Wallace, and obviously the players are stoked about him, and he's done a lot of good things in that game.
Mhm.
Do you worry that he's almost got to have a Superman cape to go out there and meet expectations?
Can't. He can't do that, and we can't expect him to do that. What he needs to do is he needs to get in there and do his job. The freshman quarterback that I started at Michigan was extremely successful, and the whole mentality was to make sure that he's doing his job and his job only. As a young player, to go out in there and ask to make corrections with a wideout, to do this, to do that, things that you'd expect out of an older quarterback, that's not going to occur. He needs to go in there and make sure that he's handling and doing what he can control, particularly his job at the position.